Heroic has got a ton of criticism in the past for losing when the pressure is on, but it feels that against Furia they may have finally slayed that dragon. Down 1-0 in the series and up 15-5 on Ancient, Heroic felt guaranteed to make it to map 3, but allowed it to slip through their fingers and end up in OT thanks to a massive performance from csgo, who managed a ridiculous 18-1 scoreline in the comeback for Furia. Especially with Heroic's tendencies in the past, I would have thought this game was all but over, but Heroic managed to close it out in a singular overtime before heading over to Nuke to close out the series. You have to give massive respect to Heroic for not crumbling under this level of pressure, but it feels as though this series was actually the story of Art. On map 1, Art continued being the menace he was against Na'Vi, racking up a 7-3 opening kill count, but on Ancient and Nuke he went a combined 3-17 in opening kills, which didn't really give his team much of a chance. This included plays like round 9 on Ancient, where against pistols and with full bomb site control, he decided to jump through a smoke and feed an AK into the hands of Yabi that would eventually end up winning them the round. And then 2 rounds later, he would do a very similar push through a smoke, this time in a much more reasonable situation, but Heroic was simply ready to shut him down every time in these sorts of spots, even using that reload as a bit of a bait. Nuke was really more of the same, but the final nail in the coffin for this series has to be the CT pistol. Furia looked to bring momentum back in their favor after an abysmal CT side, but after getting into a 5v3, Yabi absolutely tore away any hope they may have had for a comeback, and Heroic was surgical to finish things off 16-5. I said in a previous video that Heroic was the best looking team in the quarterfinals, and outside of the comeback they almost allowed to happen here, they were absolutely at their peak for the majority of this series, and they will be tough to beat in the grand final. But as always, Art is the GOAT.